Hello, Richard here from Eagle 6. I'm just here to do a quick testing video of this HK416 from Tokyo Marui. It's the Devgru model, and a few noticeable differences on this one is that the Devgru comes with the AAC style silencer on the front of here, so which is removable, and also comes with a foregrip and the M4 stock on the back there, and some slightly different flip up sights, and obviously this sort of Tango Downy style grip. So we've done the level 2 build on this one. So the level 1 is obviously our power spring upgrade, so we've got it up to the customer's required FPSs. We tend to do it to specific FPSs on these guns because we have the sort of quite large spring range that we can, you know, do that sort of customization. But yeah, it's just something we offer, if you know what I mean. So we've got it specifically so just slightly under 340 FPS, so it's at 335 on 2s and 253 on 3.2s, so it's definitely a competitive FPS. And we've also changed the hot rubber to the Prometheus purple one from Lilacs, and the flat Prometheus nubs that they do as well. So basically it just the Prometheus rubber is really good in terms of we usually see an FPS bump, so it's quite nice. So it's good quality material, and the flat nub generally puts a bit more pressure, which allows you to lift the 3.2 ammo without being on max hop, which typically you have to be on these in order to lift 3.2 ammo. So it just gives you basically a lot more lift, easier to get range on those heavier ammos, and obviously the speed to target is going to allow you to send that heavier ammo without that speed to target sacrifice that is a negative for obviously going up the ammo type. So yeah, so it's quite a sensible, simple build this, so it hasn't cost the earth. We've also done Dean's mod on the back there, so obviously this is what we call our Dean's contact bar mod, so it's obviously slightly different from a Dean's mod in that we haven't extended the wires and cut a hole in the stock and then brought it through. We've actually utilised the TM contactless wireless system in there to basically keep the smooth moving stock, and just basically extend the bars out here with a small Dean's connector on the back there. And we've also got just example, we haven't actually widened these holes, because the customer hasn't asked for it. So what we've done is we're just testing today with just a crane stock 1400. It's about the sort of biggest you can really sort of realistically get inside there before you start to get just a pain in the ass kind of issue / you won't go in there. So anything more than that, you're going to sort of struggle to get all this wiring inside there and actually cover it up. So we're just going to plug all this in now just to show you it all. Okie dokie. So obviously we've done the work to the gun, so we have to test all of our videos, which is what these videos are mainly for. So basically we're just going to put a bunch of rounds through this just to make sure that it is solid. Obviously we have reshimmed it. Like I say, with just a spring change we could just easily change that, but we do run it through our standard reshimming. Just there's a few changes we can make that just makes it a bit more compatible and gets rid of a few problems just by changing the sizes of a few shims. Gets rid of a few long-term problems that can happen from the original factory shim choice, and also sometimes you find that some of the guns, depending on the gears that are in there, so that the way you know most original manufacturers gears are actually made is they're actually baked. So you have the possibility with baked gears, was when they actually change size and they start to shrink down. There's no guarantee about that size and what it's going to be, so sometimes you might find that one gun over the next gun, even though they've been manufactured the same with the same shimming that's inside, you might find that one's incredibly tight versus another. So yeah, they're both perfectly good, fine working guns, and the factory's kind of done its job, but we're always, you know, being asked to sort of operate at that high level and eke out gains and stuff. And like I say, technically that is a point in which, you know, that there can be a difference between two identical gearboxes, so the customer then might perceive it as excessive lockups on single shot or something like that, you know. So we've just run through the testing of that and made sure that it's within an amp range or usage that is passable by our workshop, if you know what I mean. And that's like an extra thing that we go through for the builds on these, and that's and like I said, that's past that, and it should be a lovely quick build with low battery usage ideally. So so we're going to run through a test tonight just to make sure it's all right. Yeah, never gets old, the look of these. So no MOSFET, so just a 7.4 volt, 1400 milliamp hour, and like I say, these are perfectly great guns out of the box. So it's just obviously we have to, as a shop, if you know what I mean, offer more. So and for those that want more, there's always going to be another extra level. What we're looking for with this obviously standardised testing is for anything sort of out of the ordinary while that's going on. We're trying to stop that initial sort of first game day problem from happening. You know, oh, my gun stopped working, only had it back 5 minutes, that kind of thing. By putting in at least 8 to 10 mags, if you know what I mean, through each gun, we can guarantee that if there is a loose connection at the bottom here of the motor, that we catch that. That if the stock unwinds itself or something and becomes wobbly after the first game, you know, we can catch that, because if that was going to happen, we've kind of just simulated that, and it's all nice and tight. You know, has the rail become loose, you know, after the first game and stuff, you know, all nice and tight. Yeah, so we're obviously looking for those kinds of issues, and it's time consuming building all this standardized testing in. You know, as a gun tech, you just want to do it, pull the trigger, make sure it works, and send it back out, you know. So it's faster that if we were to do that, it would be super quick, but and the more testing we do, the more time consuming it is, you know. So you know, you find yourself sometimes, you know, doing a whole day of testing, and you think to yourself, how many guns can you do in that sort of time? But it's so important to do the testing and to make sure that you know, that satisfaction happens, you know, for the customer, and there's none of that let down, you know. So but yeah, lovely gun, and yeah, one of my personal favorites. Just a look with this AAC silencer. Just a little note, this is actually fits straight onto the scar, so this particular silencer, because they have an AAC compatible flash hider. So but yeah, I hope you enjoy the gun.